Election Day is here, and we have all you need to know for races in the area, including Binghamton's mayoral race. Plus, updates on the government shutdown, as today marks the longest shutdown in the country's history. Those stories and more on 12 News at noon.
From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at noon.
And good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for being here with us for 12 News. I'm Jess Lipson. As you heard, today is Election Day, and many of you probably have already headed out to the polls. And here at 12 News, we have you covered all day long for everything you need to know, including right now, as we take a look at the voting polls this morning, as we see what the rush is looking like. Joining us now is 12 News' Andrew Freed, who has what to expect for this Election Day and anything you need to know if you're heading to the polls. Andrew, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, hey Jess, thank you. Yeah, just a little thing for me. This is my first ever Election Day coverage, so I'm pretty excited about that. But enough about me. I'm currently here at the Broome County Public Library, which is one of many public locations for the polls. Now, if you look behind me, the parking lot is pretty packed. We've been here for a little bit. We've been talking to people that are here and excited to make their voice count. So it's been pretty exciting to see what they've had. And along with the Broome County Library, there are many other public poll sites here in Broome County that you can find on WBNG.com. Now, today, WBNG will be covering all things for Election Day, including Binghamton, Johnson City, Norwich, Oneonta mayors, as well as we will be covering village trustee and town board seats throughout Broome County. So all in all, it's a great day to come out and vote. So you can follow along with WBNG all day long. So reporting live in Binghamton, Andrew Freed. Jess, back to you.
All right, thanks, Andrew, for that live report. And as I mentioned, we will be keeping you covered on everything with the local races. And as you can see here, this will be the board you will probably be seeing in our later shows, as we will be showing you how many will be reporting in, as well as the races as they line up. As you can see here, we have the Binghamton mayoral race between the incumbent Republican Jared Cram and the challenger Democrat Miles Burnett. But not just mayoral races. As you can see, there's a few today. We also have things like the Broome County Clerk. We'll have you covered on Binghamton City Council District 1, Vestal Town Council members. We have it all. As you can see here, we'll show you, we have Andrew Gow, Republican, William Stewart, Suzanne Messina, Matt Padbury, and then it'll obviously fill in here in total. So that will be everything you need for your Election Day coverage. And also make sure to visit WBNG.com if you need to know where to vote today, as well as to keep up with those races live. But now for around the country, key races in New York City, New Jersey, and Virginia could be a bellwether for what to expect in next year's midterm elections. President Trump yesterday weighed in, telling Republicans that a vote for Democrats is a, quote, death wish, except for in New York City, where he's endorsed a former Democratic political adversary. CBS News' Jared Hill is in New York with more.
Did you vote yet?
Hours before Election Day, canvassers fanned across New York City's 5 boroughs for a mayoral race that's caught the nation's attention.
I'm really excited about Zoran.
Let us leave everything out there on the field, my friends. Let us do it together.
Zoran Mamdani, a 34-year-old Democratic socialist, is the frontrunner. Republican Curtis Sliwa, a distant third in the polls, behind former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat running as an independent. Monday night, President Trump officially endorsed Cuomo and threatened to pull federal funding from the city if Mamdani wins.
We need a mayor who can stand up to Donald Trump, who can get the funding that New York deserves.
The mayoral race here in New York City could be a test for Democrats across the country. More than 700,000 people voted early in this mayoral election. That's nearly 5 times as many voted early in the last one in 2021.
Across the river in New Jersey, the race for governor is tightening between Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, a former Navy officer,
When we vote,
and Trump-backed Republican former State Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli.
This election is all about change.
In several posts on social media, President Trump urged voters to vote Republican in New Jersey and Virginia, that state poised to elect its first woman governor in a race between former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger and Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears.
Abigail is for nonsense, but I am for common sense.
In Virginia, we need a governor who will stand up against the chaos.
An off-year election that could give both parties a window into the future.
Yeah, that's it. And now to more on that race in New Jersey. Democrat Mickey Sherrill is facing Republican Jack Ciattarelli. Sherrill is trying to become only the second woman elected as New Jersey governor. The last woman to hold the seat was Republican Christy Todd Whitman. Meantime, President Donald Trump has endorsed Ciattarelli, and analysts say what the voters decide on Tuesday could be an early indication of voters' preferences during the midterm election next year. The winner on Tuesday will replace Democrat Phil Murphy, who cannot run again because of term limits. Now, we learned a short time ago that former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. Cheney was a major force in Republican politics for more than 30 years, serving in high office and behind the scenes. As President George W. Bush's deputy, Cheney was one of the most powerful vice presidents in U.S. history. Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett looks back on his very influential life.
In 2000, Dick Cheney was asked by George W. Bush to help pick his running mate. In the end, it was Cheney's name that rose to the top of the list.
He really wanted me to come on board because he thought I could help govern, be part of his team, and that he wanted me involved in everything.
Richard Bruce Cheney was born in 1941 in Lincoln, Nebraska, and grew up in Wyoming. He married his high school sweetheart, Lynn, with whom he had 2 daughters. In his late 20s, he moved to Washington, D.C., where he became President Gerald Ford's chief of staff at age 34. In 1978, he won his first of 6 terms in the U.S. House, representing Wyoming.
I take this obligation freely.
He became Secretary of Defense for President George H.W. Bush in 1989, overseeing the U.S. victory in the First Gulf War. In 1995, Cheney became CEO of Halliburton, the world's largest oilfield services company. It made him a multimillionaire. In 2000, he left the company to join the Republican ticket.
This election is about real choices, that we are talking about the future of our nation.
The bitter presidential contest was decided in Bush and Cheney's favor by a 5-4 decision of the Supreme Court. The September 11, 2001 attacks were the defining moment for the new administration. As the U.S. went to war in Afghanistan, Cheney also urged military action against Iraq.
There is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
Baghdad fell just 3 weeks after the U.S. invasion in 2003, but the alleged weapons of mass destruction were never found, and American forces began a long, deadly occupation. Even so, the Bush-Cheney team made national security the centerpiece of the 2004 re-election campaign.
Because if we make the wrong choice, then the danger is that we'll get hit again.
They won in a close election, but as the situation in Iraq disintegrated and U.S. casualties mounted, public opinion turned against the administration.
George Bush has got to go.
Cheney suffered multiple heart attacks. His first at age 37. He received a new heart in 2012.
You wake up every morning with a smile on your face because you've got a new day you never expected to have.
Dick Cheney, a man who was both soft-spoken and unyielding, became one of the most powerful vice presidents in American history. Major Garrett, CBS News, Washington.
Well, Tuesday marks day 35 of the federal government shutdown. That ties the record for the longest ever shutdown in United States history. The Senate is about to fail its 14th vote on the GOP's stopgap plan to reopen the government. And neither side expects substantial progress on this election day, with key races from New Jersey to California. The impasse for both parties, health care funding. Sources tell CNN that Democrats are considering whether to accept a standalone vote to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies that are expiring. But there's no guarantee it would pass the Senate, so talks continue. Now, help is on the way for Americans who rely on food stamp benefits. The Trump administration on Monday said it will provide partial SNAP benefits for November amid the government shutdown. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said it will tap $4.65 billion from its contingency fund. That would cover 50% of the current allotments for eligible households. Of note, however, recipients will not see the payments immediately. In court papers filed Monday, the administration said it decided against pulling money from other sources that would provide full SNAP benefits for November. The agency has said the program costs roughly $9 billion for the month. The Trump administration's move follows a federal judge's decision last week. The judge ordered the USDA to either start providing full November benefits to recipients or partial benefits if the agency opted to only draw on SNAP's contingency fund. Well, coming up on 12 News at noon, we have some of today's top health stories. Stick with us.
Life is short. Don't get shortchanged. Get a machine with the features you want. All standard and all at a great price. Ride without compromise. CF Moto. Experience more together.
Browse, buy, ride. The fun starts here at Excite Motorsports, your premier power sports dealer.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget? Low maintenance. With no messy growth to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At Matthews Subaru in Vestal, we're proud to announce that Consumer Reports has just rated Subaru the best mainstream automotive brand based on reliability, safety, owner satisfaction, and road test evaluations. Better than Honda, better than Toyota. Safe, reliable, trusted. See all the new 2025 Subarus at Matthews Subaru on Old Vestal Road in Vestal or MatthewsSubaru.com.
New CBS Tonight.
Doc, we're looking for 2 suspects. Got away in a dark blue Dodge Caravan.
Road trip, Mike.
We are doing everything in our power to catch these criminals.
Franks couldn't even make them look human.
I love cop stuff.
The FBI is gonna take over.
What? Screw the feds and their gadgets. We're gonna do this our way.
NIS, hands up!
NCIS Origins is all new CBS Tonight, 9/8 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everybody wants to know that care will be there when they need it most. And with Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, it is.
So tell me how you're feeling.
With options like virtual care, we bring you convenient ways to connect when and where you want. So every day, every night, everybody benefits.
You've got a big day, and you need to smell fresh. That's why the all-new Unstoppables gives your clothes a 24-hour non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Unstoppables Fresh. Smell unstoppable.
Next, E.T.
Our Pete Davidson exclusive. Plus, we're with the stars celebrating GQ's Men of the Year. Then, the ladies of All's Fair are...
Filling the E.T.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on WBNG.
Welcome back to 12 News. With burnout in the workplace on the rise, more employers are finding new ways to keep workers healthy and motivated. One app is turning wellness into a game with cash rewards for building better habits. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story from London.
And then put them in everybody's diaries, and then it's sorted.
Ella Deary and Lou Mossman don't just work together. They keep each other moving and motivated in their fast-paced London lives.
Let's have a look.
We've done it.
We've done it, yes.
With the help of an app called YouLife that makes wellness worth it, offering cash rewards for staying active and mindful.
You log onto the app, you see how many steps you've walked and how many Ucoin you've earned that day. So you can cash them in for Amazon vouchers or Nike shoes.
The biggest reward.
Mossman says she doubled her step count to get a huge discount on her favorite sneakers.
Talk about motivation to take the stairs rather than the lift.
It's not all about movement. Training the mind pays off too.
Sitting down with a cup of tea and doing my Sudoku. I'm a real nerd.
Health experts say downtime makes a difference, especially when 66% of U.S. workers say they're feeling some level of burnout this year. YouLife's founders say healthy habits help both people and profits.
The company is funding it, the insurance company is funding it, everyone wins, and the individual is happy and healthier as a result.
It was brilliant timing.
For Mossman, the biggest reward goes far beyond work to her 6-year-old son, Jacob. Finding a better work-life balance helps her keep up with him. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Now, this next story might not come as a shock, but performing CPR immediately when a child's heart stops can make the difference between life and death. A University of Missouri-Kansas City study found that when a child goes into cardiac arrest, their odds of survival increase by more than 90% when CPR is initiated within the first 3 minutes. The findings highlight the urgent need for people to learn CPR and feel confident performing it the right way. Even a modest amount of physical activity can delay Alzheimer's disease for years. That's according to a new Mass General Brigham study that showed people who walked 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day saw cognitive decline delayed for 3 years on average. For people who walked 5,000 to 7,000 steps, delayed cognitive decline for 7 years. Researchers recommend increasing your daily activity because every step counts. A warning for people who take melatonin for sleep. New research presented at an American Heart Association meeting showed long-term use of melatonin supplements is associated with a higher risk of heart failure and death. People taking melatonin for at least a year had more than triple the risk of heart failure, casting doubt on the long-term safety of the popular supplements. Now, you can now sign up for health insurance on the Affordable Care Act exchange. Open enrollment for 2026 health coverage began over the weekend, but you may be shocked by the spike in costs. And that number could skyrocket for low-income families if lawmakers don't extend federal subsidies that help lower their monthly costs. KFF, a nonprofit focused on health policy, found insurance companies on the Affordable Care Act are raising premium costs by roughly 26% on average in 2026, and there's not much people can do to lower those costs. More than 24 million people get their health insurance through the ACA, and roughly 92% of them receive federal tax credits to help lower their monthly costs. But those health care subsidies are at the center of the battle on Capitol Hill. They're set to expire at the end of 2025. Democrats want to extend those tax credits.
If enhanced premium tax credits expire, we're expecting that on average, premium payments are going to more than double. That's a 114% increase.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates permanently extending the subsidies would cost $350 billion over the next decade. Many Republicans say they won't negotiate the subsidies until enough Democrats approve a spending bill to end the government shutdown. Caught in the middle is the American public. Without the subsidies, KFF says average monthly premium costs go from $888 to as much as more than $1,900 next year. Starbucks says it plans to form a joint venture with investment firm Boyu Capital. The deal is valued at $4 billion. Starbucks says the partnership marks a milestone in the coffee giant's future in China. The agreement will give Boyu up to 60% interest in Starbucks' retail operations in China. Starbucks will retain a 40% interest in the joint venture and will continue to own and license the Starbucks brand and intellectual property to the new entity.
Well, it's looking like a very sunny day for our election day, but also very windy, and there are signs that we could see some more high wind gusts as we go into the day tomorrow. Satellite radar right now, though, showing plenty of sunshine. Grab the sunglasses before you head out the door to vote today. A wider view showing not much really happening right now. We are underneath that area of high pressure, but you'll notice out in the Midwest, seeing some signs here of an area low pressure developing. That is what we're looking out for as we head on into the day tomorrow. So the headlines here, it's going to be a wonderfully sunny day, but it is going to be rather windy with those wind gusts getting upwards of nearly 35 miles an hour. Tomorrow, there are signs. I mentioned this morning. We could see wind gusts up to near 50. As there are some models hinting at potentially even higher wind gusts. We'll talk about that coming up in just a moment. My ears are perked for that because I do think we might see issuances of either wind advisories or high wind warnings. Unsettled week. In addition to the winds, and we are looking at maybe a taste of winter entering next week. We're currently overlooking a beautiful shot of downtown Binghamton right now, and it's 50 degrees, so very seasonable, but it is quite breezy. Northwesterly winds around 14 miles an hour, and more currents across the region. 53 in Shenango, 53 in Greene. Norwich, congratulations at 52. 51 over in Owego, 44 in Stanford, 45 in Delhi, 46 in Roxbury, 48 in Margaretville. But let's talk about these winds. Overnight, not looking at them much being a factor, but tomorrow, I am getting signs here that we could see some pretty potentially high winds. Now, this model, I think, is being generous to us. Upper 40s to low 50s for those wind gusts. A lot of models have shown the potential to see wind gusts above 50 miles an hour, even some spots flirting with 60-mile-per-hour winds. National Weather Service is probably going to issue some advisories or worst-case scenario warnings, and if the high wind warnings are issued, we'll issue a first alert weather day for tomorrow. As of now, nothing's been issued, and this is mainly going to affect the overnight period Wednesday into Thursday. So we're keeping a very close eye on that. Power outages, much like today, are possible, so we have to stay weather aware. Now, the winds will slowly subside, but still looking at very breezy conditions for our Thursday. We're talking about winds still out of northwest around 30 to 35 miles an hour. So very windy conditions here across the next couple days. And then add in some very unsettled conditions as well, 40 to 60% chances of rain or even some snow on Thursday. It's looking very unsettled here. But today, looking really nice. No concerns here for our Tuesday outside of those winds. And then as that strong area of low pressure moves on in, we are expecting to see some showers develop here. And then, of course, those gusty winds are really going to push their way on in throughout the backside of this front moving on through. You'll notice as well the possibility exists that we could see some mixing of rain and snow, especially in the higher parts of our viewing areas over towards the Catskills. It's seasonally average that we do see some snow mixed on in this early on in November, but be aware it's going to be a much cooler day for our Thursday, but I think we'll see some sunshine, some clouds, but most of the day Thursday is dry after those early mixed showers. Temperatures reaching the low 50s for highs. Overnight lows fall down into the mid-30s as we head on into our Wednesday. It's going to be much milder with those temperatures in the mid-50s, but those temperatures plummet quite quickly. Mid-30s overnight, and then we only are seeing temperatures on Thursday rise into lower 40s to mid-40s here across the region. Sunday forecast showing a nice day today, but winds, main storyline tomorrow. Again, if we do see an issuance of high wind warnings, we will issue a first alert weather day. Just make sure you are aware of that. Cooling down as we head towards Thursday, Friday, 50 with some rain showers. Rain showers remain over the weekend. Monday, looking winter like, temperatures near 36 degrees.
All right, so it can get windy over the next day.
Yes, it's good. It's looking windy. I mentioned it earlier this morning. The data is not looking nice. So that's why I say it. Of course, if the data does come in, the National Weather Service does issue it. Meteorologist Jordan Arpin will issue that. And of course, we'll keep you up to date. Make sure you download us on the app.
All right, thanks, Connor. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Paid for by the Friends of Nick Libis.
Hi, I'm Nick Libis. I'm running for Broome County Clerk. I grew up right here on Binghamton's South Side. My father taught me the value of hard work, and now I'm successful in running my family's small business and have been doing so for almost 20 years now. The county clerk's office is a business office, and it's important we have a business person managing it. I'm asking for your vote to be our next Broome County Clerk, November 4th. Let's bring Broome County together again.
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use Febreze plug-in. It has a microchip that alternates between 2 scents to fight odors and provide freshness for up to 50 days. Try Febreze Plug.
Have you ever considered getting a walk-in tub? Well, look no further. Safe Step's best offer just got better. Now, when you purchase your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub, you'll receive a free shower package. Yes, a free shower package. And if you call today, you'll also receive $1,500 off your entire order. Now you can enjoy the best of both worlds with the therapeutic benefits of a warm, soothing bath that can help increase mobility, relieve pain, boost energy, and even improve sleep. Or, if you prefer, you can take a refreshing shower, all in one product. Call now to receive a free shower package plus $1,500 off your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub.
Call now, 1-800-722-6464. There's never been a better time. That's 1-800-722-6464.
At Window World, we know you take saving seriously. So do we, which is why we offer you the chance to save now and save later on your home renovations. Upgrade your whole house and save now with guaranteed low pricing on our energy-efficient exterior remodeling solutions. Save later with lower energy bills. Plus, for a limited time, save even more with a federal energy tax credit on qualifying windows and doors. At America's largest exterior remodeler, there are so many ways to save. Call, click, or visit Window World to start saving today.
Discover the ideal life at UHS Senior Living at Ideal. Our continuum of care includes independent living with housekeeping and waitered meals, assisted living with personal aid services and intermittent nursing, an adult care facility with all-day supervision, respecting residents' independence, and outpatient therapy conveniently located right on campus. It's the ideal life at UHS Senior Living at Ideal.
Sundays. It's the new season of Collector's Call on MeTV. We're taking it to the next level with more memorable collections.
Collector's Call, Sunday at 6:30 on Binghamton's MeTV.
One of Hollywood's most beloved entertainers and Grammy Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winner, is nearing the century mark, and you can help him celebrate in theaters. David Daniel has more on that in today's Hollywood Minute.
Well, I never really thought of myself as a comedian, really. I'm an entertainer and a song and dance man.
Why look so awfully tragic? Put on a happy face.
Dick Van Dyke turns 100 next month. The feature-length documentary, Dick Van Dyke 100th Celebration, includes some of his most famous performances and reminiscences from Van Dyke and many of his friends, co-stars, and collaborators. The doc is in theaters December 13th, Van Dyke's birthday, and 14th. Locations and tickets at fathomentertainment.com.
Santa's coming to town! Oh, my God!
You can't have a winter entertainment memorabilia event without Elf. Prop Store's latest live auction features more than 1,300 items, led by Will Ferrell's costume from Elf. Star Wars fans may want to bid on Boba Fett's blaster from The Empire Strikes Back. Also on the block, Harrison Ford's fedora from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Christopher Reeve's cape from Superman 3, and the late Alan Rickman's personal shooting scripts from Die Hard and Love Actually. The auction takes place December 1st through the 3rd. You can check out all the offerings at PropStoreAuction.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And finally at noon, People magazine has named actor Jonathan Bailey as the sexiest man alive. The Wicked and Bridgerton star is likely the first publicly out gay person to receive the award. There's no money prize. Bailey told Jimmy Fallon, "It's the honor of a lifetime." This is the 40th edition of People's Sexiest Man Alive. The first honor was given to Mel Gibson back in 1985. I will say they did ask me, and I just declined. I was like, someone else, give it to somebody else. But go out today. It's election day. Go out, vote. That's going to do it for us here on 12 News at noon. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always stay up to date with us on our website, WBNG.com, or our 12 News app. Enjoy the rest of your day.